What's up, Lords of Iron? Back at it again with another pressing and deadlifting video. Alright, let's get to it. Here I am with 200 pounds. I still weigh about 185, so I'm pretty happy with the progress I'm getting on my pressing here. This is a little bit more of a struggle than I would have liked it to be, so I think for next week I'll stick to 200 pounds again and just make it look a little prettier. But all the same, I'm pretty happy with the progress I'm making here. This is the easiest 200 pounds I've felt in a long time. Now, in an attempt to increase the outreach of these videos, I've decided to bump up the sex appeal, which is why I brought out the booty shorts here. Looking pretty good. And up. Bit of a struggle on the last rep, but you know what? Not that bad. Here we have Nomi again. Of course, she's got the little butt wiggle going on there, which is why she's able to be pressing up the big weights. Now, her stance is a little wider than I'd like it to be, and she could probably stand to bring her grip in a smidge, but nonetheless, she's making pretty good progress on the press. Her technique is still a little wonky here, but you know what, the press is probably the most technically demanding of the major lifts you can do. And in that regard, she's making pretty good progress. Up, there we go. See, her wrists are rocking back and forth a little bit, so what she really needs to do is focus on squeezing the hell out of that bar. But also, her elbow placement is a little off. You'll see in the last set here where I filmed from an angle what's going on with that. Yeah, see, her right arm's firing a little quicker than her left. That right there was just so that I remembered this was the second set. Up. There you go. Okay, now what I want you to focus on here is her elbow placement when she brings the bar down. Her setup was a lot better this time. 3 steps and she's good to go. But now check this out. She starts off, great position, it goes up fairly even, but then she comes down. See how far back her elbows come there? They're almost under her shoulders by the time she finishes. And the reason why that's happening is because she's bringing it down too far in her chest. When you're doing the press, you really just want it to be right at your clavicles when you bring it down. Because what happens here is she almost has to roll the bar up before she can press it, which puts a tremendous amount of strain on her wrists and shoulders. It also makes the lift much more difficult. So that was my last warm-up, 405. And here I am, sumo deadlifting, just doing doubles with 475. Now, my assumed max is about 535 for sumo. So I'm doing 85% here. Well, I should be doing 85%, which means I should be doing about 455. But I figured, you know what, I'll try 475 and see how it feels. Which, this actually felt pretty difficult. I'm not too good at gauging how many reps it feels like I could get at sumo yet, because you know I'm more used to conventional. But I figured I could probably get about 4 reps straight with 475, which means this is a little bit higher than 85%. Not too much higher, though. Okay, so this is just a bit of a booty shot of me. I didn't know I was being filmed here. Right, look at them quads. Now, I know what you're thinking, but let me assure you, I am fully erect throughout the entirety of this video. Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to get this extra 50 pounds or so on my sumo within the next 12 months. I think I will, though. I think there's a pretty good chance I may actually be able to pull 545 right now. I'm not sure because I haven't actually done it, but it feels like I might be able to do it. Which, if that's the case, then I'm already down to, you know, a 40-pound gap between where I am and my goal, which would be fantastic. You'll see on this set here, though, this is where it really starts to be a struggle. And up. The thing about sumo is you never really lock it out like you do with conventional. You know, you just kind of hold it at the top until you get the down signal. And you see, I missed the last rep there. I maybe could have grinded it out, but like I said, it's usually better to not do that. And here we have Nomi doing her sumo pulls. Whoop. This is 165 here, I think, and she's doing triples. So about 20 pounds shy of her max, not bad. Her setup needs a lot of work, though. So your loosey-goosey hips here. Now on the next set, I go at a bit more of an angle with the filming, so you get a better sense of what her technique is breaking down. So that was kind of a rough set for her. This one here is going to look a little bit better, but not by much. You'll notice something in between her first and second rep here. So here we go, up. As she gets it up, that was fairly smooth, better than her first set, but look at how much time she takes in between her first rep and her second rep. Now, it's not a big deal to take a break in between reps if you want to, mimic a first pull on every rep, but what she's doing here is really overcorrecting in between her reps. And so she's actually starting in a worse position every time she goes to pull again. See, her arms here are almost, hyperextended. And she keeps raising and lowering her hips, trying to find a good spot for them. And you'll see this will be a very difficult rep here. Yeah, basically has to hit you to get it up. Now this set here is going to look much better, even though she's much more exhausted at this point. You'll see in between reps, she manages to hold a much better position, and because of that, her reps look a lot better. All right, here we go. Go up. There we go. So that looked a lot better. And now she's going to maintain a pretty good position here, and then she's going to pull again. There we go. Not nearly as much overcorrecting. Still a bit, but it looked better than last time. And this last rep here is definitely the last rep she has in her. And there we go. A slight bit of a hitch there, but still better than her previous set. Now, I normally don't bother showing curling, but this just exemplifies one point I want to make here, which is that it's good to film yourself lifting because it allows you to catch yourself when you're making technical errors. This might look like I have pretty good form here, but what's happening, I have 110 pounds on the bar, and look at how far my shoulders are coming forward at the bottom position of the curl here. The reason why that's happening is because I'm using a lot of traps and a lot of lats to get the bar up, which means I'm technically cheating on this lift. Now, that's not really a big deal if you're doing cheat curls or something like that. But for a concentration curl like this, the preacher curl, you don't want to be doing that. So I dropped it down to 90 pounds, and you'll see my technique here is much better. My traps are barely doing a damn thing here other than, holding my shoulders in place. To an extent, it's unavoidable. You'll have a little bit of, shoulder rotation here, but this looks much better, and it felt much better on my biceps. I probably could have gotten away with just dropping it to 100 pounds, because I was just shooting for 8 reps and I got, I think, just shy of 12. But regardless, it's good to film yourself once in a while because it allows you to catch yourself when you make these technical errors. Up, 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 up. There we go. I think this is the last one here. Yeah, there we go. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to come back later for even more great content. Bye-bye.